Here are the books that I'm reading this month so that you can all read with me. Hola mi gente, MsMalcolmHughes here. Welcome back. I'm coming to tell you all the books that I'm reading this month, January 2024, so that you can all read them with me, and so that when I post my reviews, we can have an even more robust conversation. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. One of the books I'll be reading this month is Rage by Richard Bachman, also known as Stephen King, and here's what it's about. And this comes directly from Stephen King's website. A disturbed high school student with authority problems kills one of his teachers and takes the rest of his class hostage. Over the course of one long, tense, and unbearable hot afternoon, Charlie Decker explains what led him to this drastic sequence of events, while at the same time deconstructing the personalities of his classmates, forcing each one to justify his or her existence. There's also a caveat that says, no future printings will be made of this novel at Stephen's request due to the sensitive nature of the content. That's something I want to touch on when I review this book, because honestly, it's a lot. One of the other books that I'll be reading and reviewing, because I plan to do a total of 5 this month at least, is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And here's what it's about. Using his legendary ability to get to the root of human potential, Napoleon Hill digs deep to reveal how fear, procrastination, anger, and jealousy prevent us from realizing our personal goals. This long-suppressed parable, once considered too controversial to publish, was written by Hill in 1938 following the publication of his classic bestseller, Think and Grow Rich. Annotated and edited for a contemporary audience by Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and 3 Feet from Gold co-author Sharon Letcher, this book is profound, powerful, resonant, and rich with insight. This is one, check it out. They also have an audio version of both of those over on YouTube, so you can just search that and you can listen to them as well. All right. This next book that I'm reading is probably familiar to a lot of you, but a friend of mine finally convinced me to read it, so I'm finally getting around to it, and that is The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Harris. And here is the description. 26-year-old editorial assistant Nella Rogers is tired of being the only Black employee at Wagner Books. Fed up with the isolation and microaggressions, she's thrilled when Harlem-born and bred Hazel starts working in the cubicle beside hers. They've only just started comparing natural hair care regimens, though, when a string of uncomfortable events elevates Hazel to office darling, and Nella is left in the dust. Then the notes begin to appear on Nella's desk. Leave Wagner now. It's hard to believe that Hazel is behind these hostile messages, but as Nella starts to spiral and obsess over the sinister forces at play, she soon realizes that there's a lot more at stake than just her career. Having joined Wagner Books to honor the legacy of Burning Heart, a novel written and edited by 2 Black women, she had thought that this animosity was a relic of the past. Is Nella ready to take on the fight of a new generation? Poignant, daring, and darkly funny, The Other Black Girl will have you stressed and exhilarated in equal measure through the very last twist. The perfect read for anyone who has ever felt manipulated, threatened, or overlooked in the workplace. That one, I'm not far enough along yet to have thoughts, but I'm side-eyeing Hazel. I just want that to be said. I'll follow up on whether or not that remains throughout the rest of the book in my review. All right, so this next one I am reading was actually sent over to me from the author, and I'm really excited to check it out. It's called Keeping Pepper by Scott Brody, and here's what it's about. Ed and Stacy left San Clemente in the morning. They drove the motorhome through Orange County until they picked up the I-15 in Corona. They went north over the Cajon Pass, past Barstow, and out across the desert. They reached Vegas by mid-afternoon. It was supposed to be a quick visit, with Pepper driving north to Richie's place in Clear Lake. They were there to visit Pepper, who was in a hospital for people with memory problems and dementia. After dinner, Ed sat at the $10 blackjack table, sipping and swirling another gin and tonic, feeling gloomy and apprehensive about what he would find when he went there the next day. He felt guilty that it had taken him so long to come back. So I'm very, very intrigued into what this will be. I thought when I first read it that the description sounded interesting. So we shall see where this one takes us. All right, and this last book that I'm planning to read and come review here in January is not new to any of you. It's actually a reread. I read it before. I'm currently rereading it to finish the duology. So I'm reading this book to get to book 2. And even though I have read it before and I did a review, I will still be coming here to do a different type of video. So it won't be a review, but there will still be a video for this book. Y'all will get to see in that video. But that is The Blood Trials by Annie Davenport. And if you're not familiar, here's what it's about. It's all about blood. The blood spilled between the Republic of Marin and the armies of the Blood Emperor long ago. The blood gifts of Marin's deadliest enemies, the blood that runs through the elite warhouses of Marin, the rulers of the tribunal dedicated to keeping the Republic alive. The blood of former Legatus commander Vern Amari murdered. For his granddaughter, Akenna, the only thing steady in her life was the man who had saved Marin. The man who had trained her not just in martial skills, but in harnessing the blood gift that coursed through her, who trained her to keep that a secret. But now there are too many secrets, and with her grandfather assassinated, Akenna knows 2 things: that only someone on the tribunal could have ordered his death, and that only a Praetorian guard could have carried out that order. Bent on revenge as much as on discovering the truth, Akenna pledges herself to the Praetorian trials, a brutal initiation that only a quarter of the aspirants survive. She subjects herself to the racism directed against her half-Canaan heritage and the misogyny of a society that cherishes progeny over prodigy, all while hiding a power that, if found out, would subject her to execution or worse. Akenna is willing to risk it all because she needs to find out who murdered her grandfather, and then she needs to kill them. Marin has been at peace for a long time. Akenna joining the Praetorians is about to change all that. Magic and technology converge in the first part of this stunning debut duology, where loyalty to oneself and one's blood is more important than anything. So those are the books that I will be reading and coming here to discuss with you all this month. I'm very excited about them. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of them, if you will be reading them along with me, or just what books you all will be reading in general this month, or what books you're looking forward to reading and discovering in 2024. I'm very excited for this year, for all of us, and the reading that we will do. That is it for me today, y'all. As always, I am MsMalcolmHughes, one who believes that books are sometimes better than people. And until the next one, please remember to give time, to be kind to each other, and to have the very best day of your life on purpose. Peace. Odabo. Adios. Ciao.